Well, I think I messed up with my sprouts. I had them out there under a sprinkler, and I turned the sprinkler on about 15 minutes a day. And I noticed that this is some new soil that I'm working with. Um, I'd look over there in the afternoon to make sure it hadn't dried out or anything, and it was nice and moist every time I looked at it. And then when they started sprouting, I think I had a clip of that in the last video. What I realized after that, I wasn't thinking about it, but this was holding all of the water, and that was my problem. It wasn't pests. The little seedlings couldn't take hold, so some of them just did not make it. Anyway, I've still got plenty, but man, it is so tempting to just put some starts from um, some pre-bought starts in there because it is all ready to go. I was at Walmart Sunday poking around, and I ran across these fans on clearance for $3 a piece. So I bought a bunch of them, and as you can see on this drawing, they've got this big clip, uh, and here, right in here, that's you can spin that, and there's a ball detente inside it that gives you clickability. I tried, connecting it to the shells by clipping it. It was okay, but I said, man, I really need to do something cool with this. So I'll show you what I did. I made custom brackets that clip onto the wire rack, and I've got 4 of them mounted on here. These fans are actually nice fans, 2 speeds, and I managed to save the detente in my design. You can see it up above there, how that works. But yeah, it just clips on. And now we've got good circulation. Now, besides the plants, they're probably not going to need all of this air, but all the electronics will surely benefit from it and last longer just because they're all passively cooled and they get quite warm. So the next part of this video is for people who don't have any printing experience at all but are interested in it and want to get started. I'm going to go over the 3 programs that I use most just very briefly, basically to just let you know that they're out there. And here's a timestamp if you're just interested in the technique I use to make the filter on the drain. You really don't need a 3D printer to start playing around with 3D printable files. All you need is a couple of programs. Now, the ones that I'm going to be going over today, they're all free. This is Prusa Slicer. It's the one I use for uh, printing. They call it slicing. And they allow you to do a lot of things in here. This is that um, bracket that I made, so we can have a better look at it here. And there's so many free files available on a couple of websites. This is Thingiverse, so probably the biggest site. And you can click on, let's say, well, let's just click on this for instance. Okay, and so we've got down here, we've got, what the model, different pictures of it, so we can get an idea about what we want to print. We could just download all files here. Now, each one of these artists, I guess you designers, they'll have their own uh, specific allowances of what you can do with their prints. A lot of them are not available for commercial use, and a lot of them are. You just have to accredit them. So you got all these things. You can look at other people's makes and remixes. A remix is somebody takes a model and then they edit it, and then re-upload it. Nobody's done that with this one. It's brand new. I just uploaded today, I believe. And thing details. This just gives you an idea about what it is. They might say something about how it came about, and in general, how they printed it. Some of this stuff, like in particular, print in place models, is a good idea to um, go by. Other things that you resize and all that, uh, you can check tolerances by looking at it in your slicer, like we just did when we brought it down. Um, but yeah, these are general guidelines, like I say, except for things like print in place when they design a model specifically for like a certain layer height, a certain nozzle, and a certain infill, things like that. Let's see. And here's Prusa's version of that. And they're always running contests. So you can go to their contest page, find out about all the different contests that they're currently running. And there's lots of stuff up here. So what you would do for either one of these sites is create an account, and then you can upload your files to there. I don't believe you need an account to download files off of it. Um, okay. So let's say, let's download something. How about this? That's probably going to be a few files. All right. This STL format is what you're looking for. This up here, if I were to download this, this is specifically for, you could download this and put it directly to your printer without slicing it because it's a G-code file. So let's go ahead and download this. We'll get rid of this while we're here. And if we double click on it, that will bring us to another program that I have installed, and it's called Mesh Mixer. So we'll double click on that, and we can see the file, move it around. And with Mesh Mixer, we can do all sorts of things with it. I'm not really going to get into everything you can do with it or how to use it. I just want you to know that this is out there. Let's briefly look at the edit function. And let's cut it in half, for example. So then I can work with just that half of the file. And there's a lot more to this. I just want to let you know that it's out there, and you can play with STLs to your heart's content without even having a 3D printer. And for CAD, I use FreeCAD, and here we have yesterday's design, and we can have a look at it like so. Make sure I've got this saved and start messing with it. And we can do the same sorts of things in FreeCAD and so much more than in Mesh Mixer. What I want to show you, if you were to get started with FreeCAD, this is the current version 0.21. It's a free download. And on the download screen, you can tip the developers, which I highly recommend. As far as learning about it, there's a few guys that I follow, and the main one is Mango Jelly Solutions. He does an excellent job of explaining how to do things, tutorials, and all that. Just go to Mango Jelly Solutions on YouTube, and you can find him there. And you can tip him various ways. I believe he's also got a Patreon site. And let's see, there's all visuals for you. I like him. His videos are quick, and there's several others. Those are the two main ones that I like to watch. But today, when you get started with FreeCAD, I'm going to close out of this. I think it would be beneficial if you were to just go to the part design workbench. By the way, when you download FreeCAD, it won't look like this. It'll be a gray screen. This is from the add-on manager. The add-on manager allows you to add a lot of functions to it, different workbenches and uh, various themes like this one. This is Pro Dark, I believe. So anyway, we're in the part design workbench. First thing we do is create a body, create a sketch. Now here we can choose which plane we want to work on. You can select it by here or over here in this. So I'll just click this one. We can see the plane I've selected. Okay. If you're just starting out, I would suggest you start with a circle. You can learn to do so much with just a circle. So we'll come in here. Actually, we'll come over here. Whoops. Okay, we have a circle. Now, it would be good to have our origin right here, so we can use this button right here. Click that. Click that. Of course, we could start our circle from here too, and it would be snapped in there. Now we can do a lot with this circle. We can get a radius or diameter of it. We click on it and we're at 41.2. We can change it. Let's go to 50. Okay, that's good. And we close this. This is called constraining, by the way, when you give it a dimension. We're fully constrained. So let's close this. What can we do with this circle? We can do all kinds of stuff with it. But we're going to pad it or extrude it. We can also do that over here. And then that gives us a cylinder. And we can choose how large a cylinder we want to make it. Let's make it 50. Now, what can we do with this cylinder? The number of things that we can do with the cylinder are way beyond the scope of this video, but these some of your tools. Let's put a hole in it. We want to put a hole in this face, so we want to get that face highlighted. And then we go over here and we see a few things that we can do with it. Now, um, we need to create a sketch. Let's do another circle. And we'll start this one right in our origin. Go like so. How big do we want that? Let's go with 20. Now, we'll close out of that. And let's make that into a hole. We could do that with Pocket, or we could do it with the hole tool. If you do it with the hole tool, that allows you to make a threaded hole of either metric or imperial. We're just going to keep this really simple and use the Pocket tool. And as we go up, the deeper our hole gets. That looks good to me. Now let's knock these edges down. We can do that by highlighting them. Let's say we wanted to do more than one at a time. Let's do both these top ones. So we're going to hold down Control, get our next one, and left click. So now we've got both of those highlighted. Let's see, we can fillet them or chamfer them. Let's fillet them. And these will allow you to go up until until you can't obviously go past that. So, and we can, let's see if we can do 7.5. Will that let us go that far? No. So we can only create a fillet up to a certain point. I'm going to say 7.2. Will it let us do that? Yes, it will. Okay. And we could do the same thing for here. Let's take this edge, give it a chamfer with 5 millimeters, and let's give it two distances. So one of them is going to be 5 millimeters, and the other one is going to be 1. Let's bring the 5 millimeter up. See, and now we basically created a hollow point pellet or whatever, a widget. So once we're happy with our model, we click OK. And let's say we want to print our widget. What we want to do is come over here and highlight the last thing that we did to it. So we click on that and go up here to File. Now that it's highlighted, and we go to Export. Now I should have saved this. Let's back up. So we want to say that we're here. File, save, and it's good to save along the way because FreeCAD will crash and you will lose it if you haven't saved it. Now, to a degree, it will try to recover things, but if you get really in depth with the model and have a whole lot of things going on with it, and you don't save it, you're going to have to do it all over again. So let's call it a widget. That's how you spell widget. And we're going to save it to, let's save it to our desktop. Minimize that. I'm going to bring up Prusa Slicer. We're going to take our widget. Where did our widget go? Should be here. I can't see it. Let's find it here. Oh, we never saved it. FreeCAD. It highlighted. File, export to our desktop. Okay, I'm a bonehead today. Bear with me. I almost saved that over my fan bracket, so I definitely don't want to do that. All right. See, if I can do this, anybody can. And where did it go? We saved it in our hydroponics prints. Okay, whatever. Let's drag and drop it in here. Now we're in the slicer. We can adjust all sorts of things in our slicer. We'll go with print settings, and this can be overwhelming at first, but what you really just want to concentrate on in the beginning is how many perimeters you're going to be running. Default is 2 perimeters with a 15% infill for Prusa Slicer. Infill. Okay, let's see what that looks like. We want to slice it and we'll get an idea about how the printer will print. You can take a look at it, closer look, and drag this down. And this is our infill. So the other day when I was showing you that drain, I'll show you, I just used infill and specified no walls for that particular part. I don't know if I'll be able to totally get into that today. Probably won't be able to, but I'll just quickly show you with this, that effect. Okay, let's go to 0 perimeters. Every time we change something here, we have to slice it again. Now, with 0 perimeters on the wall, this is basically the drain that I made. We can change the density. Let's go up to 60. Slice it again. So this is a good way to make filters. Yeah, I don't want to get too far into this. I think I've already gone plenty far into it just to kind of get you started. You got Prusa Slicer, Mesh Mixer, and FreeCAD to play around with. They're all very powerful, free programs. But I'm going to leave it here for today. That's interesting. See that fuzziness right there? The glass is broken over this lens. So anyway, I hope that video just pushes at least one person over the edge. If it does, I will have changed the world for today. Other than that, if you want me to go in depth on anything, just leave it down in the comments. And also, if you have any questions about anything in specific, just drop it down in the comments and I'll get back with you. But yeah, and if you want me to do a video on something specific on that, just feel free to ask. I'm not sure what the next video is going to be, so if you have any suggestions, just drop it down there. But I will be seeing y'all soon. Later.